in terms of valuing each other. Like I just said, part of it is the poor communication, but part of it is that you don't even care to find out how somebody's day was. You don't ask anybody in the home how you're doing, how are you feeling. Not even observing each other to say, hey, you look sad today. Is everything okay? Where people can just move in and out of the home like ships passing in the night, like we're not actually related, like we're not actually having any sort of love for each other. We're just here. We just happen to live together and we're all doing our own thing. That is a very unstable environment for a child. They have been planted in your home. If you think of them as a plant, they need nourishment. They need the soil, which is your home, but they also need light. They also need water. And these are the things that are a part of the nurturing that help them to develop, to feel confident, and to actually be healthy, to feel safe in their skin, that it's safe for them to develop here, that they don't need to be concerned that they have to get up and be on the run at any moment. So there's also the element of, is your home a place where there are constant people constantly coming in and out? Strangers. Like your child or your children doesn't know who these people are, but they're coming in and out for whatever reason. They have no notice. They have no idea when the person is leaving. And they don't know these things because, again, there is no communication. People are just doing what they want to do when they want to do it. And there are levels to things, right? And so we're not talking about the occasional surprise. We're talking about a regular, repeated pattern where there's just a general disregard for the people in the home, particularly the adults or the older kids in the home towards the younger. The younger a child is experiencing this sort of instability and insecurity, the more damaging it is for their health because they're exposed to this level of stress at a younger age and for a longer time. Because all things being normal, they'll be in that house until they're 18, unless part of the instability and trauma is that they are moving from home to home, or it's the kind of environment where they feel threatened that they will be thrown out. If they will be there from birth with this family until they're 18, the more years that they experience this instability, this sort of contempt for their existence, or this disregard, people just ignoring them and they have to fend for themselves, that level of stress for several years does have a negative impact on their bodies.
Hey moms, I am hosting a call on YouTube for any of you who want to bring me your parenting questions. So if that's you, click the link below or scan the QR code. Any other information you need is on the screen, and I cannot wait to see you there. Take care.
We've talked about examples in how communication can be dysfunctional in a home and how there can be a lack of appreciation or value that the members of the family attach to each other. And so then you understand why there is a lack of support. It can be the constant lack of support where one child is on a team and no one ever comes to their game. And it's never a priority, or even if it's promised, there's always something that comes up why no one can support them. And then you put that on top of no one noticing if they're having a struggle in a certain area, that child not feeling safe, if it's a home where there's very little communication or people are so busy, right? Sometimes it is that parents have to have multiple jobs. In this day and time, yeah, it's tight. And so maybe you're having to have spend a lot more time outside of the home working, and children are coming in the house and they have to just fend for themselves. Whatever their day was like, there is no one there when they come in to discuss it with. They have to now make their own transition, leave whatever happened there, and sort of make that mental pivot to hopefully going ahead and doing their homework. But realistically, depending on what kind of day they had and not having the opportunity to share that with anyone, are they really going to turn around and give their homework the best effort, or are they really going to turn around and give their best effort studying for the test because they still have a bunch of junk from school that they're carrying that they don't have a place to put it? They don't have somebody that they can share it with who actually cares to listen and can offer them some support. And so that's another kind of scenario where day in and day out, right? We all have these days here and there. We can't always be there for everyone all of the time. But if it's a pattern where people have to just fend for themselves. They have to take on responsibilities that are probably not age appropriate because those who are the heads of the home, you and your husband, are having to have your attention divided in many other ways because you are concerned about the financial needs of the home. Or if there is someone who is a substance abuser in the home and they happen to be one of the parents, then they are not available and they may be dangerous to be around, and they may be the reason why strangers are coming in the home, and they might be the reason why the other spouse is having to carry all of the weight of managing the home, making sure there's a steady income, making sure that children's needs are met. But one person can only do but so much, and so many things are falling through the cracks. People are feeling like they don't matter, that nobody cares, everybody's on their own. And that is a situation and a scenario for disaster on many levels. But today we're talking about with regard to the physical health. So then if you think about high blood pressure and you're like, but Dr. Vanessa, why would a child have high blood pressure? So if you're in an environment where there's just a constant tension, people are just on edge. You don't know when the next thing is going to pop off. You don't know when the next argument is going to be. And heaven forbid there's any kind of domestic abuse happening or physical abuse with the child. If you're in that sort of scenario, you are tense. You are in a constant fight or flight mode. Your nervous system is ramped up. You're ready to respond, whether that means you need to run out of the house or you need to run for cover. You're just always ready for what might happen. And that pressure that you live under shows up in your body as high blood pressure. And staying in that state of a high heart rate is causing a high pressure in your blood vessels and eventually leads to high blood pressure. They learn how to deal with everything and everyone else based on what they learn at home. And so, as much as we want to go ahead and make sure we put a good plate of food in front of them, or we want to make sure we put them on a team for their favorite sport so that we know that they get physical activity all the time, they're not just sitting with the phone, they do get active. We make their appointments for them to have their annual checkups because we want to make sure that they're okay. And all that is wonderful. And I encourage you to keep doing that. But we also have to be mindful of the quality of the interactions that we are having in our families, how well we are bonding, how well we are caring about each other. On that note, I want you to remember that when it comes to you being the mother of your children, you are the woman for the job. You take care of yourself and take care of your children. All right, take care.